Hello and welcome to episode 59 of the Pixel Street Podcast, just 10 away from that lucky number 69, where each and every week we get together and talk about one of the things we love most, video games. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Joel Campos, and I am joined by the man who has seen Avengers 3 times every day since the day it came out, John Hansen.
Yep, I am going for the very lucky number 69 before it hits Blu-ray.
That's essentially a full-time job.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, in the last week I have put more hours into watching Endgame than I have working at my second job.
That's very sad.
Right?
Also, we are joined by none other than Connor Kopp, who this is our first time recording this intro, and the first time I told him I'm not going to do funny intros for him because John hates them sometimes.
Yeah, I've never screwed anything up in my entire life, and I definitely didn't make us have to record this again.
Deja vu. As always, you can find the Pixel Street Podcast on most podcast platforms on Friday mornings, as well as on YouTube. You can now watch the show directly on our Facebook group by searching for Pixel Street Podcast there. Email us topics. Past 2 weeks now. This is 2 in a row we've had listener topics as the topic of the show at the end. Email us at pixelstreetpodcast@gmail.com. Tweet at us at pixelstreetpod. John's usually pretty good at putting out a tweet the day before we record, trying to get a topic. And like I said, join our Facebook group. Those are the 3 easiest ways, I think, to contact us for a topic of the show. We enjoyed having new people follow our content, and we hope to keep you around. With that in mind, we have decided to run another giveaway once we reach 100 followers on our Twitter account at Pixel Street Pod. So stay tuned there. We'll announce it probably as soon as we hit 100.
We're giving away John's old car / his only car.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're gonna give away my old car, I'm sure they would not be happy with that. That thing was a piece of junk.
There you have it, folks.
What kind of car was it?
It was a '91 Buick Regal.
What color was it? Like purple?
So it was white, but it was so rusted and all of the paint had been chipped away that the very top of it was brown and gray. The back right, what would it be? Axle, spoke, whatever, was all fucked up. And then also, when I was driving, it would randomly just shut off. So I would have to pull over and restart it. So, like, I'd just be driving on the interstate and it would just shut off. So, yeah.
That sounds very, very similar to my first car, which was a 94 Pontiac Bonneville. It was white as well. After I had it for like a year, it just decided like at random times it would shut off. We took it to a mechanic and he's like, I have no idea what's going on with this thing. And so I just drove it. Sometimes it would shut off and I would be stranded, have a friend come pick me up. But
yeah, that's essentially what happened with me, but it would always start up again once I pulled over.
Oh, mine would never start. It's hit or miss.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Subscribe to the Twitter and you get a chance to potentially die in John's junker.
Yeah.
This week we will not be talking about old white Buicks and Pontiacs. We will be
Hopefully no Randy Pitchford either. I'm over that.
We will be discussing a bill to ban loot boxes. Yeah, you heard it here. That's a thing that could be happening. A new Ghost Recon game subtitled Breakpoint, and Met Gala coverage that was given to us by a listener as the topic of the show. But until then, let's click on this new releases list. So what we do here is we just go through the vgreleaselist.com list for the next week and see if any games stick out that we would want, or any games that would stick out that look so bad that we don't want.
Well, I already do know one that I definitely want. Releasing.
Is that it?
Is the next episode coming out?
It comes out tomorrow.
Really? Oh, cool.
May 9th.
Nice. I still need to play the second episode, but yeah, no, that's cool. But no, next Tuesday, A Plague Tale: Innocence releases, and this is a game that I am really interested by. So you play as this girl, I can't remember her name, but you're supposed to take care of your brother, and all of this is taking place during the Dark Plague. But you're also running away from this like shady evil organization that are after your brother because he has some strange illness. So as you're running from them, you have to avoid all these swarms of rats and everything, and you have to use different fire and light sources to keep them away from you. And if you run into any bad guys, you're like destroying the torches they hold and just watching the rats completely swarm them and consume them. Just kind of, I heard about it last year. I was like, okay, that seems pretty cool. But within the last week here, I've started looking into it a little more, and it's definitely something I want to pick up as soon as I can.
I've never even heard of this game.
I want to say it was announced at last year's E3, but I could be wrong.
Who's making it?
It's they're kind of a AA company.
I'm interested to read some reviews on it.
Yeah, it's definitely something I want to look into more.
Also coming out Tuesday, May 14th is Rage 2, which I actually think I might pick up.
Yeah, I gotta say, the recent video they put out on that during Inside Xbox, that definitely got me more hyped for it than I ever was. Like before, I only played a little bit of the first Rage, and ever since then, I was just kind of like, okay, it seems fine, it's cool.
Well, I think that Rage 2 is a completely different game, though.
That's what I'm saying. After the latest thing that they put out, it really nailed down to me just how different it is, and it seems like they are going on the back of more that Doom 2016 kind of play style with superpowers and everything. So that's cool. Don't know if it's something I will grab right away because money, but still, it looks better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, from the few videos I have seen on it, it just looks like a weird combination of kind of like a Borderlands type vibe with Doom, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm probably picking that up Tuesday because I know my game share partner wants it, and I'm like 2 games behind now. And this is actually a game I know I would enjoy because I think it's co-op too, so that's always a plus.
Yeah, no, if it is, that would be awesome.
Let me look it up right now. Rage 2 co-op.
Yeah, I know there's a little bit of controversy going on with Rage 2 right now as well.
Okay, never mind. It has no multiplayer co-op.
Oh, great.
Awesome.
People are talking about Doom's BFG, one of the guns in the older Doom games. It's making a return in Rage 2, but you can only get it if you get one of the higher tier editions, so either the Deluxe or the Collector's Edition. There's no way to get the gun outside of that.
Yeah, and something like that. I'm sure they'll probably put in like a little microtransaction at some point. They grab it, but
yeah, I'd assume so.
Kind of crap that you can't just unlock it in the game, like doing a secret quest or something.
Yeah, look forward to those games May 14th, 2019. Also, Sniper Elite V2 Remastered. I've never played any of those. Have you guys?
No.
I've heard a lot about
a little of Sniper Elite 3. They're pretty good.
All I know is that you can shoot people and make their balls explode.
Yeah, I remember.
About sums it up.
I think when Sniper Elite 3 came out, that's when all of those videos were going around of stuff like that. And then we got Thursday. You guys getting Bubsy? Paws on Fire for the PS4 or what?
Hey, no.
Come on, John. Don't act like your daughter wouldn't love to watch you play that.
No. Bubsy deserves to stay in the 90s. He does not need to come back.
Dude, it's only $30. That's a steal.
It's probably a good reason for that.
Yeah, that even might be considered a little much still.
And let's see. I think that's it. Unless you want to get Octageddon for the Nintendo Switch on May 16th.
Gotta say, I do like that name, but
I'm clicking on it. Oh my god, this looks like
oh boy,
side-scrolling.
What is
that? I see like a frog or a lizard's tongue grabbing a plane.
But it's like connected.
Yeah.
What is this?
I thought that when I first saw the small thumbnail picture, I thought it was like a like the octopus's arm.
Yeah.
But nope, that's just a frog man. He's got a snake coming out of him. Wait, what the fuck?
But there's also a chicken?
Yeah, there's 2 snakes, a
What?
chicken, a lizard, and a fish floating behind it. I don't know what this is.
Key features: easy to pick up, hard to put down, deep customization, a variety of enemies, wreaking havoc. You've played shoot 'em ups, but have you ever played a brand new genre of game called spin 'em up? Dive into this new experience and spin the win. Oh yeah, that sounds appealing.
It's only $8.88. Probably one of the weirdest price games I've ever seen. Here's another description. Grow more tentacles and evolve each of them into deadlier and deadlier weapons. Become the ultimate 8-legged killing machine. John, if I buy this for you, will you do a Let's Play?
Sorry, I started putting on the trailer and what the hell?
Is it bad? Is it bad?
So yeah, the trailer that they have here, it's
no.
just like a chef about to cook off one of the cut off an arm of an octopus, and he goes insane and then just starts combining all these different animals into him.
Yo,
Games are weird.
I'm not gonna lie, this trailer's not bad. Like the song's funny. All right, I'm done looking at this fucking game. All right, those are all the new releases coming out in the next week. Not much unless you're looking forward to Rage 2 or that game John brought up that I already forgot the name of.
A Plague Tale.
A Plague Tale. I did look at screenshots at that and it looked pretty cool, like graphically.
Yeah. And it's only $50, so it's not a full price game, and it looks, just the graphics of it look like it should be a $60 game.
And in terms of Xbox backwards compatible games, we're moving on to the backwards compatible games and the games with gold. I think Ninja Gaiden 3 is the only new one, and that might not even be new. That might have been there
Also,
last
Trials
time.
Evolution.
Trials Evolution. I think we brought that up last week.
No, last week there wasn't any. But this isn't up to date because I did see earlier today that there was 2 more announced. From Dust and Costume Quest 1.
Are those out now, or did they just put a date?
They are out now.
Right on.
Major Nelson tweeted about it earlier today.
I know a lot of people love their Costume Quest. So
Yeah, for sure. From Dust, I have no idea what it is. At first, I thought it was, what's the game on 360 that I really like? From Dusk and Elysian Tale. At first, I thought that's what it was. I was pretty disappointed that it wasn't, but no, give them a try. If you already have them, you can just download them for free. If not, I think Costume Quest is a free game, right?
I'm not sure. I know Costume Quest 2 is not.
No. Okay. Whatever. Moving on.
Let's move on to the free games of the month. Connor, you want to take the games with gold?
Yeah, sure. So in May, you've got an opportunity to grab Earth Defense Force and Comic Jumper for the 360. And then on the Xbox One, you have the opportunity to get Outcast Second Contact, which was actually the title from last month. Just rolls over to this month up until the 15th. And then you also have a chance to grab Marooners and the Golf Club 2019 featuring PGA Tour. I have heard tell that that's one of the few decent golf games on the Xbox One. Granted, there are few to none golf games on the Xbox One.
Yeah, I was going to say, aren't there only like 2?
Yeah, isn't it just
Yeah,
race and PGA?
that sounds about right. So, it's free. Grab it, try it, tell us. Let us know.
Yeah, for sure.
Xbox Game Pass, John, do we got any new games coming? Other than what we announced last week with Wolfenstein?
I mean, last week I think we pretty much went over everything that was coming in the month, but just in case, Wolfenstein 2, Wargroove, Descenders 1.0, and Surviving Mars all came out either last week or this week, as well as Tacoma and Black Desert. For the King is on May 10th, The Surge on May 16th, and Lego Batman 3 on May 16th. So, some good games there.
And John, you've actually been playing some Wargroove, which we'll get into in a little bit, right?
Yep.
Right on. PS4 free games of the month. If you have PlayStation Plus, you can now download Overcooked and What Remains of Edith Finch. Two pretty good games from what I hear.
I
I mean, Overcooked is awesome. I played that. It'll make you want to punch somebody that's sitting right next to you. Because that game does not have online multiplayer, as John said very, very sadly last week.
yeah.
But yeah, Overcooked 2 does. So if you're looking for an Overcooked to play online, say you don't have somebody to play with you locally, go pick up Overcooked 2. If not, Overcooked 1 is free on PS4. John, Twitch Prime, May 2019. Let's hear them.
Alright, The Little Acre, Whispering Willows, Stealth Bastard Deluxe, that's an awesome name, and the Majesty Collection. As well as the hard point that we are going to hammer into your head until it expires, you can get free 12 months of Nintendo Online with Twitch Prime.
Yeah. So there's, like, I have all of these services, and, like, the more I think about it, like, I get so many free games a month, even if they're old games that are bad or, like, I don't know, shitty little indie games that I'll probably never touch. I always just make sure I claim them and have them, because you never know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can even find something that you wouldn't think you like and then get into it. I know that's happened with me a few times already.
Yeah, like, especially for, like, Xbox Game Pass, I played Human Fall Flat. It's a game I did not think I would like, and I played all the way through it with two of my buddies, and we just had a
fantastic.
blast. It's a lot of fun. And we actually went back, like, last week, 2 weeks ago, and we played one of the... They added a new level for free.
Oh, really?
Like, back in October, so we went back and played that. But yeah, that game is a lot of fun. All these services are great. Yeah, that takes us right into what we have been playing. I'll go first since it looks like I have 3 and you guys only have 2. I've been playing more and more of the Master Chief Collection lately. And I have been playing mainly Halo 3 doubles with my buddy. And the matchmaking is, like, so broken still. Like, yeah, the big problem, like, a year or maybe a year and a half ago was that you just couldn't find a game. You would just sit there searching for a game forever. But now the problem is that we find a game really fast, but chances are it's a game against somebody we had literally just played the last game, or it's a game against somebody who's, like, 12 rank levels above us. So, like, it's just completely broken. So it's either we're playing somebody we just played and, like, are way better than us, or it's like we're playing somebody who's just way better than us and we stand no chance. So it just really isn't fun. It's just frustrating. It's especially frustrating when we're playing in a, you know, in a game, and then, like, we get beat by somebody, like, all right, let's back out and wait a minute so we don't play them again. And then we queue up and we don't play them for one game, and then the next game we're playing the same people from 2 games ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what's going on that keeps happening.
I wonder how much of that's due to lack in player base. Does it show the active players near matchmaking like it did on the older Halo games?
No.
I'm not sure, but I don't think so.
Of course not.
No, it doesn't. When I was playing the Master Chief Collection again, like a couple of months ago, I never had any issues like that, but I also wasn't playing doubles, so it might just be, like Connor was saying, a lack of people playing that mode particularly.
That could be it.
So yeah, and it's also, if you are minimizing it down to only Halo 3 levels, that's even gonna cut it down even worse, because you can now select what games you want.
Well, it's a ranked playlist. The ranked playlists are, like, predetermined already.
Gotcha. Yeah, I only do the social matches, and there's always tons of people there, so I would maybe recommend trying that.
Yeah, I mean, we've just been playing, like, ranked. I don't know. I prefer playing ranked matches, and we are actually going to be playing in a. This is actually cool thing to talk about. We're going to be playing in a Halo 2 doubles tournament at a Microsoft store in Chicago here that we signed up for, and I tweeted about it that I was streaming, like, last week to practice for it, and then Microsoft store actually tweeted at me, and they're like, "Hey, DM us, we'll give you something." And then they sent me a $30 gift card for Xbox, so that was pretty cool.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
no, yeah, they tweeted, they're like, "Hey, good luck, where are you guys playing?" And I told them, and I was like, "Why don't you guys send us some free gear?" Because they said good luck. And they're like, "Why don't you guys both send us DMs?" And then we both got $30 out of it, so that was pretty cool. Shout out to the Microsoft Store Twitter account. Yeah, John, What have you been playing?
All right, so I'll start off with Wargroove. This was a game that Connor was talking a bit about last week, and I initially didn't think that I would put too much time into it, but the little bit I've played of it, it's really enjoyable. So it's on Game Pass now, so you can play it for free if you have that. And it's just a really enjoyable game. It's just this strategy, I don't know, tactical game, whatever you want to call it, top-down. Select where you want your troops, and you're just trying to take out the enemy's stronghold or their general, whatever they were called, like the leader of their group. No, a really cool game. I think I'm about 5 levels in right now on the single player, and I've only done one multiplayer game, but that ended badly because I'm just awful at these games. But if you have ever had any history of liking a game kind of like this, I'd recommend at least giving it a shot. Like I said, I didn't really think I would be huge into it, but I'm really enjoying it.
It's great to see you pick it up. Yeah, I talked about it a little bit last week.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And kind of recommended it. And it's honestly probably one of my favorite games of the year. I don't think it'd be a top 5, but definitely a top 10. The art style is really good. The gameplay is smooth. And I think like John was getting to, it's just really accessible, even if you're not super into that genre. John, I know that you're not a big tactics guy. Are you finding that you're enjoying it for the most part?
Yeah, for sure. No, I think the tutorial levels of it really have done a really good job of just easing me into it, because it's not just one tutorial level, everything gets thrown at you at once. Like the first 3 or 4 levels are just showing you a new aspect of the game while progressing through the story. I only finished the first act a couple days ago, so like I said, I'm probably not too far into it. I got a good look at the map, and it looks huge. It looks like there's a lot of levels to it, so maybe I'll come back and talk about it more when I put more time into it. But the early stages here, I'm really enjoying it.
I'm looking at screenshots online, and I might actually try this game out. It looks interesting, but it definitely looks like a game that would be right at home on the Switch.
Oh yeah, I think it came to the Switch first.
Oh really? That's cool. Yeah, I definitely might have to try that out, especially because that's the Game Pass game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right on. All right, Connor, talk to me. What have you been playing?
Yeah, I've got a few titles in my pocket. First one I'm going to talk about is I've actually jumped back into Spider-Man on the PS4, just trying to get some of that DLC down and complete that stuff. I kind of waited for them to roll all that stuff out and get all the kinks out before I jumped into it. Let me preface this by saying I am extremely biased, as Spider-Man is my absolute favorite superhero of all time.
You and me both.
Yeah, I've got a Spider-Man shrine in my house, and I just super fangirl crazy over Spider-Man. So that being said, been playing the DLC, just made it through the first one, which is the heist with Black Cat, and it's not bad. I think that there's definitely a lot of opportunity that they could have maybe made it a little bit longer, a little bit more involved. It actually removes you from your game world and sets you in a different play state. So you actually have to like access the DLC through a side menu, and until you're done with that DLC, you don't get to access the main game. I think you can complete most of the challenges and stuff that are in the main game, but it does lock some things out, and kind of progresses the story forward, and makes it a little weird if you're trying to complete some of that other stuff. So not a bad idea to kind of 100% the game before jumping into the DLC. That way you don't get too confused. But what I've played so far is pretty good. Story writing's really good. It seems like they're very, very heavily pushing towards a sequel, to nobody's surprise. I think that's kind of a logical step for them here. And yeah, just glad to play more Spider-Man, really.
How many of the there's 3 DLCs, right?
Yes.
How many did you beat? Did you beat any of them?
So I'm in the middle of DLC number 2 right now. I've beat the heist. You have to do them, I think, in order. Yeah, I don't think it unlocks the other ones.
Yeah, because they kind of tell a story across the 3 DLCs, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, because I beat the first DLC. I don't know if I ever started the second one.
Yeah, I think the writing is certainly not as strong as the main game, which is a bit of a bummer, as I was looking to get that second wind on it all. But definitely worth checking out, especially for the price tag. I mean, it's $25 for the season pass. Season passes aren't very often found that cheap, so got my stamp of approval.
I mean,
That's
at this
cool.
point, if you haven't played Spider-Man, you might as well just wait until you find a deal on one with all the DLC.
Yeah, I mean, the permanent price for Spider-Man has been dropped to $40 across the board, so you can get it for $65 with DLC, so definitely a good value proposition there.
Yeah. I've been meaning to go back and give the DLC a try. I haven't touched Spider-Man since I beat the story. I just haven't really felt the need to go back yet, but maybe at some point I'll do it here.
Connor, 2 questions. 1, have you platinumed the game?
I have not yet. I find it very hard to keep up with games, much less 100% them. That's something I definitely plan to do. Is I have the Spider-Man PS4 Pro, and it just has to happen.
That was my second question.
Yes, I'm super Spider nerd, and yeah, it'll happen eventually, just not quite yet.
Yeah, I platinumed it. I really, really loved the game. I thought, like you said, I thought the main story was really well written, but from what I remember, the first DLC, it was kind of lacking in that department.
Yeah, it definitely takes the path of a setup DLC. You can tell that they're kind of alluding to a bigger story here.
Yeah, it definitely leaves off on a cliffhanger in that first DLC.
Definitely.
All right. Another game I have been playing, which I'll go over this one because it'll lead right into what John's been playing, is I started playing State of Decay 2 again. One of my coworkers, he recently got an Xbox like back in October. I convinced him. He was a PlayStation guy, and he said he only had like 2 friends on there. And I was like, "Yo, come to Xbox. I got a bunch of friends on here." So he's been playing a lot of Xbox lately, and he recently downloaded State of Decay 2 the other night. Because it's on Game Pass, and we've been playing the I think it's called the Daybreak DLC, which is essentially like a horde mode where you're defending a point and killing the waves of zombies coming, and it's a lot of fun. I think the DLC itself is only like $8 or $9, so it's not expensive, and it's just the one game mode. Definitely worth it if you have Game Pass and it's free. Well, if you have Game Pass and get the game for free with Game Pass, definitely worth the $9 for the DLC if you have friends to play it with. It's really, really hard. So like in Gears of War, the horde mode is 50 waves, I believe. And in State of Decay 2, this Daybreak mode, I think it's called Daybreak, it's only 7 waves. And the way it works is like as you play the game mode, you level up, like you get new gear at the end of each round you play. So for instance, the first round I played, we got through 4 waves, and the 5th wave just completely kicked our ass. We all died. And then at the end of that, I got loot, and some of the loot is like weapons and melee weapons and grenades I can spawn in with at the beginning, like as my loadout for my character. And those weapons all have different, damage and I guess durability and accuracy and stuff like that. So I'm assuming that it'll get easier as I unlock more gear for this specific game mode. And I'm not entirely sure what it can unlock for the single player mode, because I haven't played the single player mode in a few months now. So, and
there are specific weapons that you unlock by playing that more that you get in the single player.
Oh, right on. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I tried hopping back into single player when I was waiting for my buddies to finish a match that they were playing, and I spawned in, and when I stopped playing months ago, it must have been nighttime. And my guy was just standing in the middle of the road at night, and I was like, "Nope, too scared. I don't know any of these controls right now. I don't know where to go." So I just backed out. And I know that I have not had anybody in my like camp or whatever die yet, because I didn't play the game all that much when it came out. So I kind of just backed out, and I was like, I don't want somebody to die now, because they will definitely die because I don't know the controls.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, John, I know that you tweeted at me saying that you love this game. So,
yeah.
I mean, if that DLC is something you'd be interested in, you should definitely pick it up.
Oh yeah, no, I've already played it. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. The one problem I have with it is it's very, very grindy. Unlocking that stuff in the campaign, you have to play a ton of just that one game mode to get everything in there, which is fine, but like you were saying, it is just a 7-round defense, and just playing that over and over and over again, it gets pretty old pretty fast.
It's the same map too. They don't have multiple maps. It's just one map. It's the same every time. But I mean, it is fun. Like, I won't take that. Granted, yes, it will get old. I agree that it'll probably get old pretty fast. But for now, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying getting the achievements for it because I'm an achievement whore. But yeah, State of Decay 2, I've been playing it this past week. I'll probably play more of it this coming week.
Yeah, it's I love that game. I've been meaning to get back into it. I love the first State of Decay, and I'm just all about zombie games.
Yeah, I agree. I am as well. As you heard John say last week, I think Left 4 Dead 3, it's right around the corner, right, John?
I hope.
I don't think that's ever happening.
No, I don't either. I'm just looking toward Back 4 Blood.
But segue, John. The closest thing we're getting to Left 4 Dead 3 is World War Z.
And I have been playing a ton of it more. I streamed some of it on Monday, and I've gone through all 4 campaigns. They're not particularly long or anything, but
how long would you say it takes to get through all 4? I'm like, is there different difficulties like Left 4 Dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's there's easy, normal, hard, and insane.
Have you done any insane?
No, I haven't even tried insane yet. Because the big spot where this differentiates itself from Left 4 Dead is you have different classes. So in Left 4 Dead, it didn't really matter who you chose because they were just essentially the same person gameplay wise. In this one, there are like 8 or 9 different classes you can choose from: medic, slasher, gunstringer, just all that kind of stuff. And whoever you're playing as in that episode will level up. And there's like 30 levels to each class, and you can also unlock different mods and versions of every gun in the game. So I've been doing a lot of grinding on that since I finished the campaign on the easy runs. So I've been going on like hard mostly, and that's kind of hit and miss because you find it recommends what level the class should be that you're playing at. So, like, I think the level you're recommended for hard is like 15 or 20, and that's about where I am with my medic class, but everything else is in like 10 or lower. So you also find those other people that are doing that as well, just trying to level up faster because it gives out more experience and supplies to unlock things faster. But that gets kind of tough because you don't have as many perks as you would later on down the line. So I don't know. It's kind of this balancing act of, do you want to spend your time trying to get this thing that you might not get, but it's still fun? Or do you just want to go on an easier difficulty and just for sure get it, but not get as much? Regardless, I love it, and I plan on playing much more of it.
Yeah, like, I'm so on the fence about this game. Like, if you've been listening to the podcast the past few weeks, since it came out, I've just been like, you know, like kind of for it and then kind of against it because it doesn't seem like there's all that much content. But then what you just described with how many different like levels there are per class and stuff you can unlock, how many different classes there are, that kind of intrigues me. But then at the same time, it's like there's only 4 episodes. Like, those could get old pretty fast. So well, I don't know.
4 campaigns with 3 episodes each, except for the last one has 2.
Okay. But yeah, either way, I'm still so on the fence. I think I'm going to wait because I know I'm picking up Rage 2 on Tuesday. So I'll have that to play. And so I'll probably wait until it's on sale for like $30 or something maybe.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. One thing I do hope at some point that they add more campaigns to it. I got to figure they would with the success of it, but I haven't seen anything announced for it or anything.
You think those would be paid DLC or free?
I think they would be paid. There's no microtransactions in the game, so I definitely think it would be paid.
Oh, are they pulling the old Randy Pitchford on us? The old
no
microtransaction?
There actually are not any microtransactions in it.
You know,
Okay,
except for those things that you pay money for.
Just micro amounts of money, not a lot of money.
No, they know what microtransaction means. They know what they are doing in the video game industry.
Whereas Randy Pitchford has never seen a dictionary in his life.
But I'm pretty sure Randy Pitchford knows what a microtransaction is as well.
Nah, apparently not.
He just won't admit it. Moving on, because this is now a zombie video game podcast. Connor, tell us about Days Gone.
Oh man, boy, do I have thoughts on Days Gone. I'm glad that you talked about State of Decay 2 because that's a game that I have played a lot of, and I love. It is a fantastic game, especially for the price point it is. It's just a very well-rounded, robust game, and I've heard the DLC is fantastic too. Days Gone just makes me want to play State of Decay 2. To be entirely honest with you, I thought about firing up State of Decay 2 very recently while playing through Days Gone, and that perfectly sums up how uninteresting Days Gone is as a video game. Mechanically, it's fine. There aren't a lot of mechanical issues. There are some glitches here and there. The company's done a very good job. Sony Bend, I do believe, has done a very good job of keeping it updated. I think for the first week and a half or so, they had a patch every single day, which is awesome. Kudos to those guys. But it's just bland. It is the most flavorless, blandest video game I have played in recent memory. I am going to beat it. I'm going to keep chugging through it because I just need to know at this point. I feel like it has sucked so much time out of me that I would be doing a disservice to myself to not know. But it's just bland, and I cannot stress that enough. There was a lot of controversy when the game came out, talking about how it went through some very big developmental changes, late stage. Very, very obviously, there was a choice system in this game up until very recently. And that's even documented in a few articles on the game and its development cycle. And they didn't really smooth the transitions out over. They just kind of picked an option for you. And what you end up with is entire swaths of the game that are just choppy cut fests, cutscene to cutscene to cutscene. The beginning of the game plays out like it should have been some sort of tutorial, but it just jumps between 4 cutscenes. That's literally the first thing you do is about 15 minutes of 4 different cutscenes for the first part of the game that don't do a good job of introducing the characters or introducing the world or really explaining anything. And I'm a good probably 20 hours in at this point. I still feel like I know nothing. I'm Jon Snow in this case. I just really don't know anything about this game, and it's a bummer because the world that they built is sort of interesting. You can see the foundation of something special there. Like I said, the gameplay mechanics are totally fine. There's not really any issues with those. And it's really just a bummer to see it be such a bland title, especially when people were so excited after seeing the original reveal trailer with those zombies running through the train car, and it's I'm just bummed about it, I guess.
Yeah, I actually had a chance to play this game. I talked about it on the podcast a few weeks ago. Before the game came out, I think it was like a week before, they had a, maybe it was the week of the game coming out. They had an event here in Chicago at a brewery downtown. It was pretty cool. We got to play the game. They gave us free beer and free food and stuff. And I enjoyed, because like I only played for like 15, 20 minutes maybe. So I didn't really get into the story at all, but I enjoyed running around in that world and, you know, how many zombies. They're not called zombies. What are they called?
Freakers.
Freakers, yeah. I hate that. They're like, they're not zombies. They're freakers. Like, who are you fooling, man? They're zombies. Yeah, I enjoyed like how many were coming at you and taking them out and stuff by shooting, you know, your surroundings like an explosive gas tank or something like that. Yeah, I definitely want to play it, but I think I'm gonna wait for a sale just because after all those reviews came out, like I was gonna buy it, and then the reviews came out, and then I kind of got cold feet and was like, I'll wait. It'll be on sale soon. Most games nowadays go on sale within a month of them coming out, it seems.
Yeah, this is certainly a game that you should wait to pick up. It's not something I would recommend paying $60 for. I actually ended up with a review code for it, so it wasn't anything too painful in my wallet there. But the game itself, definitely wait for it to hit that 20-30 mark. It's not a bad game by any means. It's just an uninteresting one.
Right on.
And I think that's kind of been the consensus on it since it released. That it's just too long for its own good.
Definitely.
Yeah. I could see that. But yeah, I'll definitely be picking up when it does come on sale, and which means John will be picking up when it comes on sale because we game share on PlayStation. So, but John, do you have any interest in playing this game anymore?
Yeah, because I like zombie games, and I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of one of those things that I want to give a try before I actually say my thought on it. I haven't actually watched any gameplay videos of it or anything since it released. I've heard all the feedback and everything, and I've heard about all the bugs and everything, but I don't know. I just kind of want to wait and see.
Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, when it comes on sale, I'll be picking it up. And on to the last game I've been playing. I started playing Beat Saber again the other night. So me and my girlfriend have been trying to get pretty healthy lately. Like, we've been eating really well for a few months now and been going to the gym a few times a week. And just recently we started going to the gym every other day, like 2 weeks ago. And so what I started doing the other day is playing Beat Saber on my off days from the gym, because it's still kind of like a mini workout. Like, it still gets your heart rate going. But yeah, that game is awesome. It's probably my favorite PSVR game that I have, or that I've even played, to be honest. It's just a lot of fun, especially for me coming from somebody, like, I loved all the Guitar Hero games. I loved Rock Band, all that kind of stuff. It's just a lot of fun. I just wish that there were more songs.
Yeah, that was actually a question I was going to ask you. Have they added the custom song support to PSVR yet?
No.
No, it's in the Steam version.
No, I honestly don't think they ever will.
I had heard something that they were exploring it, and they were looking into doing it, and I know that they were adding some song packs and whatnot, but I think you're right. I don't know that it'll ever come to fruition.
Yeah, I think they did add a song DLC pack. I forget who it's by or what it's called, but yeah, they definitely added that like 2 months ago, I want to say. But I
K-pop group thing.
I'm not sure. But I don't see them ever bringing custom song support to PS4, just because of how held back PlayStation is to collaborate with anybody like that's outside of their ecosystem. Because I don't even understand how that would work. Like, would you put the file onto a flash drive and then plug it into your PS4? Like, I don't know how that works. Especially with licensing, that's got to be weird.
Yeah, I think there's certainly a way around it. I mean, you see games that have done things like that in the past, like Guitar Hero or Rock Band, that have given support for that. And I think that it's something that certainly is possible, but I agree, PlayStation tends to make stuff like this very difficult for publishers. And so maybe it's just not even worth it at this point, especially with new consoles on the horizon.
Yeah, who knows? But I'll be talking about it again in the future. I'm currently trying to get through the campaign. When I played it when it came out, I got stuck at some point in the campaign. I couldn't beat some levels, but I actually beat them the other day, so I'm making progress. I think I'm going to play more of it later tonight.
Cool.
All right, John, take us into the news. What do you got here?
All right. So a U.S. senator has introduced a bill to ban loot boxes and pay-to-win microtransactions. This is by Jason Schreier on Kotaku. Senator Josh Hawley today announced a bill that would ban loot boxes and pay-to-win microtransactions in games played by minors. A broad label that the senator says will include both games designed for kids under 18 and games whose developers knowingly allow minor players to engage in microtransactions. Hawley will introduce the bill, the Protecting Children from Abusive Games Act, to the U.S. Senate soon. In press materials announcing the bill, Hawley's team brought up the Activision game Candy Crush as an egregious example of pay-to-win microtransactions thanks to its $150 Luscious bundle that comes with a whole bunch of goodies. This bill will also likely apply to a host of online games that feature loot boxes and other ways in which players can spend money for real benefits. When a game is designed for kids, game developers shouldn't be allowed to monetize addiction, Howley said in a press release, and when kids play games designed for adults, they should be walled off from compulsive microtransactions. Game developers who knowingly exploit children should face legal consequences. So, yeah, that's a thing. I think there's a bit too much gray area here still to really say if this is the right move or not. Like, at what point do you say this game is banned from loot boxes and microtransactions and this one isn't? Like, let's say Grand Theft Auto 5. Let's say tomorrow they decided that they wanted to ban this for microtransactions. Or would you say that because it is a game that is made for adults, but tons of kids play it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely a gray area. It's something that's hard to discuss. And some countries have tackled it at this point, and have different solutions to how they're approaching this. I think it's something that we certainly need to discuss more as a community and try to come to a better understanding of what constitutes pay to win, what constitutes a bad microtransaction model, and so on. I think for me, the answer is just more transparency. I don't think that banning is necessarily the right move here. I would more like to see just a bit more regulation. Maybe require the ESRB to have labels on the boxes that dictate the microtransactions. Maybe require developers and publishers to lay out what their transactions are on the box or something like that. This seems a bit overstepping for me, but I think that it's certainly something we need to discuss more as a community.
No, I definitely like that as well. But I also like what I think China did it, where the developers have to actually give the percentage chance of getting anything good
in
their loot boxes. And I've always been a fan of that. Like, it's a lot easier to decide on something like that if I only have a 1% chance of getting anything good for my money. No, fuck that. As opposed to like, there's a 1 in 3 chance. Okay, I will throw $2 at this. So I definitely think something like that would be much appreciated.
Yeah, and the thing about it too is with that kind of transparency, it kind of forces game developers just to stay honest about it. With having those odds printed out or within easy reach, that just lets people know. Because at this point, I think we are kind of approaching that gambling territory where, it's very easy to get very addicted to this stuff. I can count on I'd probably have to take my socks off to count the number of times that I've tried buying Overwatch loot boxes just to try to get specific skins or something. And it's not so much like I know I could go buy that stuff, but the problem for me is like it is addicting. You get that little bit of rush of opening something up and seeing the stuff come out, and for easily susceptible people, kids or people that aren't so financially responsible, it might be very easy for them to be taken advantage of without that level of transparency or regulation. So, I think it's a step in the right direction, but not the right answer quite yet.
No, it's definitely going to be one of those things that it's going to evolve more, and we won't see the final solution for this for quite a while, I don't think. But, like you're saying, it is very addicting. I would say even things that aren't pay to win. My brother, he's autistic, and he's, at the time he was 16, and he would just get on my Xbox, and later on in the week I would notice a thing on my bill or my bank statement saying that I paid $50 for Minecraft coins, which is just getting him new worlds and everything, which I'm fine with, but like that's $50 that was just taken out of my account because he had access to my Xbox. Not cool with that, but the whole like addictive personality thing is where it really gets iffy, and you definitely need to start monitoring it.
Yeah, I'm just glad that these conversations are being brought up.
Agreed.
because like there is a solution somewhere, but it's just gonna take somebody way more sophisticated than us to figure it out. I don't know. There's a lot of different things that could come out of it, and no matter what happens, I don't think everybody's gonna be happy.
Oh no, it's one of those things that either they're completely taken away and the company is annoyed that they can't get more money, or some kind of middle ground where people are not going to be happy with any inclusion of it whatsoever. But I mean, there are times when it's not predatory and it's fine.
Absolutely.
But there's just been those really bad instances where you're like, oh no, like that's not cool at all. Battlefront 2 and just other games like that have just really soured the experience overall.
Yep. Well, we will have to wait and see. I have a feeling we're not going to hear about this again for a few months, probably.
Yeah, something like that. It usually takes a while.
But yeah, moving on, we have upcoming Sony State of Play episode showing off new game. How do you say it? Medieval?
It's
update?
just medieval.
Medieval?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This article comes by from Matthew Cato at Game Informer. He writes, Sony is holding a State of Play presentation on Thursday, May 9th at 3 p.m. Pacific, and although the company says it's only 10 minutes long, the episode features another look at Medieval Remake and a new title. We'll have to wait and see exactly what the new game is, but Sony is already saying it won't pertain to the next PlayStation. Today's State of Play announcement specifically says, don't expect any updates relating to our next generation plans at this time. Sorry. Sony is not appearing at the annual E3 trade convention in June, so it looks like these episodes will be the primary way the company disseminates?
There you go. Good job.
I don't think I've ever read that word before. Info for the foreseeable future. Yeah, so it looks like we're getting more medieval gameplay, as well as we are getting potential Final Fantasy announcement this week.
Yeah, there was mention about that. That new game, let's just face it, that's probably another VR game. So
Probably.
I did see something saying that they were going to talk significantly less about VR stuff at this next one, so I really don't expect any big news from this. We're less than a month out from E3, so this is probably just going to be a dump bin for titles that they don't really care to talk about during that week. Probably get something more significant closer to that time.
It's been so long since we've seen anything on Medieval. I would be surprised if we don't at least get a release date for it, like probably like a late summer time. Like this game's got to come out before, or maybe even like July. Kind of that Crash Bandicoot, Spyro time would be awesome for it. But yeah, I mean, seeing more Final Fantasy, I mean, that's only been rumored for 6 years now.
I mean, it hasn't been rumored. It's just.
I mean, like,
coming. Oh, like something.
Rumored that it's coming soon is what I mean. Yeah. It's been rumored for like 6 years.
And then I think like 2 years ago it came out that they're like, oh yeah, the Final Fantasy remake is going to be an episodic thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we're going to get the first episode, but then how long are we going to have to wait for the second?
Did we ever get the first episode?
No. The Final Fantasy VII remake. Did they just announce that they're coming out as an episodic, like a 3-part thing?
All right, that kind of makes me think that they saw all the backlash on that and went away from it.
I do know it had some development troubles. The original iteration that it went through, I know the company just wasn't happy with where it was, and they scrapped all development up to that point and restarted. So that was part of the problem, as well as they admitted that they just announced it way too early in the process, and they probably should have waited a little bit longer to get the stuff down a pat.
Yeah, but headlines, Connor. Headlines.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Clickbait.
They did it once, and I guarantee you they'll do it again.
Yep.
Just to win E3, you know?
Well, doesn't matter so much now. They're not going to E3.
Exactly.
This is true. I think Square Enix took Sony's place, though, for E3, if I'm not mistaken, on Monday. So.
Yeah, if we don't see any Final Fantasy here, we'll definitely see it at the Square Enix
At least
conference.
something.
Yeah. But let me tell you what I'm really looking forward to for Square Enix is that Avengers game. I mean, come on.
Oh yes.
Yeah. You think we get it this year? You think we hear about it at E3?
I think we see it. I don't think it comes out until like next spring.
Yeah, I could see that. But like at the same time, we've been waiting so long for more news on this.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thought last year we were going to get something.
Oh yeah. And like for being as sure as everyone was that we were getting it last year, we still haven't seen anything more on it. Like nothing. So yeah, this year they have to at least show something.
Yep. But we're only about a month out, a little more than a month, so we'll see.
Exciting times.
Very, very exciting times, especially because I'm going to Vegas that week. So very exciting times. For me particularly.
I was thinking maybe we should do like a look along thing or a watch along thing. I don't know. Stay tuned and we'll figure that out.
Yeah, it all depends on what time the conferences are because I work Monday through Friday, but the Xbox One I should be free for Sunday. But yeah,
right.
maybe I'll just take over all the social medias and do some live tweets. Stay tuned, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, something will come. Connor, you want to take the next article?
Yeah, sure. So, bit of a smaller news story, nothing too crazy. But there's a new John Wick game. I don't know if it's to coincide with the movie. I would imagine so. I don't know if it follows the plot or anything, but that was just announced today. It is by the developer of Thomas Was Alone and Volume, Mike Bithell. It is Bithell Games' next game. It's like a fast-paced, action-oriented strategy game. It's just based on the John Wick stuff. It is... They haven't talked about specifically what consoles it's coming to. They just said consoles is a broad terminology. But we do know that it's going to be coming to PC. However, it will be another exclusive to the Epic Games Store. So another continuation in that narrative there. Not much else to talk about here. Just that kind of quick and dirty action strategy style. There is a trailer up for it, so go check that out. Other than that, not too much to talk about here. The movie comes out on May 15th, so I don't think we have a date for this either, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So,
but the art style looks really cool. I just looked at the trailer and I'm into it. Pretty cool.
It's got a very cool, like comic booky Neo Tokyo style of art, which is really, really cool.
I do appreciate that they went sorry, they kind of went like the indie route with this. I feel like a franchise such as John Wick could have like done a cop out thing where the first game they could have made some massive third person shooter type game like Hitman-esque.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of potential here, and I think overdoing it is definitely a good call here. The industry's in a weird place, and just kind of giving that property to some of the smaller developers out there, especially when the indie scene is in such a good place, it's just the right call. Yeah,
I agree. See how it sits, see how people like it, and maybe they'll make another game with somebody else, maybe. Who knows? All right, John, what is the last news article we have today?
All right, so an Ubisoft store leak apparently has given up the next Ghost Recon name. This is by Owen Good from Polygon. A listing for what appears to be the next Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon game leaked through Ubisoft's own online store earlier today because it's Ubisoft and they have no idea how not to leak a game. Ghost Recon Breakpoint is the game's name. The release date is said to be October 4th for PS4, Windows PC, and Xbox One, according to an earlier and since removed post on the Ghost Recon subreddit. Ghost Recon Breakpoint features the character Cole D. Walker, introduced in last week's Operation Oracle update for Ghost Recon Wildlands, in charge of an army of weaponized drones. So, this is cool, I guess. So, the guy playing Cole Walker is John Bernthal. He was Shane in The Walking Dead, the Punisher from the new Punisher TV
Netflix series.
Yeah. I really like him. I haven't gone back to Wildland in a really long time, so I haven't seen if playing against him, with him, I have no idea what his
I think he is leading an expedition, and you are partnered with him in Wildlands, if I'm not mistaken. So he's a good guy in there.
Okay, so he's a good guy, but he's gonna be a bad guy in the next one.
That's what it looks like.
All right. Personally, I'm not really much into Tom Clancy games. I mean, I played Wildlands; it was fine. Division 1 and 2, fine. We'll have to wait until... I think they're showing off stuff for it tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow is
May
the reveal. May 9th at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time.
So we'll see more on it then, and can really get a good idea of what we'll think of it. But I don't know. There's just not much more you can say on this.
Yeah, I did see a meme in a tweet that posted this leak, and it said, like, other online stores can't leak your game if you leak it first.
Yeah.
Like, what are the chances that they're the ones that leaked it? Like, come on. How does that happen?
Honestly, I feel like Ubisoft has just reached the point where they don't care anymore. They put little teasers for all of their new stuff all over the place in other games. There's the current teaser for the next Assassin's Creed sitting inside of Division 2. Watch Dogs 2 even had a mission where you broke into Ubisoft headquarters to steal a trailer for a game that hadn't been announced yet, and I think they're kind of poking fun at it, and to be honest, it doesn't feel like they really care. So
no. Well, stuff like that's actually really cool.
Yes,
like breaking in and stealing the trailer, that is awesome. Marketing, everything about that is really cool. I don't know, are you guys really excited for a new Ghost Recon game though?
Yeah, I love Ghost Recon. I liked Wildlands a lot. I switched game share buddies, and so I don't technically have it anymore. I would definitely pick it up if it was on sale, because I don't think I ever beat the story. I got pretty far in it though. Personally though, I preferred the old type of Ghost Recon games like Advanced Warfighter 1 and 2. I played the hell out of those games. Loved the multiplayer. I remember very vividly I used to play Advanced Warfighter 2 and listen to System of a Down all the time on my 360. I don't know why, but I just associate the two together. But yeah, I'm excited to see what comes out of the announcement tomorrow. And yeah, usually Ubisoft does some sort of thing where it's like, hey, if you go back into Ghost Recon Wildlands and do this, and this, you'll unlock stuff for the new one. So we'll see if they announce any of that tomorrow as well, which I imagine they will, because they're pretty... They do that a lot. Like, they did that with The Division, I know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, I'll definitely check it out. Wildlands was a pretty solid game. I kind of got put off of that one just by such an awkward control scheme. When you have pretty much everything in the industry using the similar control scheme, and somebody tries to throw something different in there, it can just be a little disorienting. So fell off that one pretty quick, but I'm very excited to see John Bernthal come back and do anything. I was very bummed to hear his departure from the Punisher series, and Netflix kind of getting out of that game altogether, as I thought it was a very, very good series and franchise. But yeah, just excited to see what he brings to the table here, and honestly, I might jump in for that fact alone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the actor himself, I love John Bernthal.
Yeah,
like,
so do
he's
I.
Awesome.
I feel like he's way underrated though. Like, I feel
Definitely.
like he could be getting much bigger roles than he does. Granted, like, Punisher's a pretty big role. I'll give him that for TV, but like, other than that and Walking Dead, people don't really know him by anything. And I think he's a great actor.
Yeah, those are the two big things. I know didn't he like co-star in a movie with The Rock?
I'm not sure.
Not familiar, no.
1 second, I will look it up.
Yeah,
because
I'm
now it's
doing it
gonna
right
bug me. It was like a.
He was in Wolf on Wall Street. Baby Driver. He's good in Baby Driver. I remember that.
Oh,
Yes.
I forgot he was
You're
in
right,
that.
yep.
Yeah. Fury.
Was he in Fury? You're right.
Yeah.
The Shia LaBeouf movie. Man, that was another good one.
Yeah, that was.
All
a
right,
great
here we
one.
are talking about he's not in anything. Oh, but he's in this. Oh, yeah, that's good. He's good.
But they're not memorable roles. All
They're not
everybody knows him
huge,
by, yeah,
No, they're not huge.
are the ones that he was like played a critical part in. Yeah, I can't. I'm on his IMDb and I tried typing in Dwayne and nothing came up.
Snitch. That's the movie.
Snitch.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
familiar.
It came out in 2013. Not a huge movie.
Oh yeah, I still have not seen The Punisher, so the TV show. I never got into it.
Oh,
but
man,
I saw
so
I saw was it Daredevil season 2 when it had the Punisher in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that season, but
Yeah, I never did that because the first season of Daredevil didn't catch me. But I like John Bernthal, and the Punisher is awesome, so I've been wanting to get to it. I just haven't yet.
yeah, I think I'll have to go back and finish that, along with catch up on Jessica Jones, because they just announced season 3, the final one.
Yep.
Coming soonish, I think. I don't remember what the date was. But at any rate, let's get on to the topic of the show. John, what's our topic?
All right, so on Twitter, our very own Joel Campos' girlfriend, Elise Zordani, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
She wants us to talk about Met Gala coverage.
So, when we say you can suggest any topic, we truly mean that.
Yeah, we will talk about anything.
Because
last week was Toy Story. This week is Met Gala. Send me pictures of your dog, and we will talk about that next week.
Yeah, let me just show you my commitment to how committed we are as a team to cover the topics that you want as the people. I couldn't believe how incredible Zendaya's dress was.
Oh, I know.
Cinderella
Oh my god,
theme,
dude, that was
fantastic.
awesome.
The
That
magic
was really cool.
It's really fantastic. It was her longtime designer. He's been working with her since her Disney Channel days. So some really cool story background there. And just seeing that pulled off in person, probably one of the coolest pieces of the night.
Yeah, no, definitely. Admittedly, that's like really the only thing I've seen on it. Okay, what is Met Gala? Is it a like fashion show or something?
So
I have no idea.
Here's the thing. The other night I asked Elise, because she's like I just want to lay on the couch and watch the Met Gala. I was like, I don't know what that means, but all right. And then like when we lay down for bed, I was like, hey, so what is with this? Like, I know it's every year, and I know people just dress ridiculously. And she's like, all right, so you know this person, right? And she said some like Italian name. I was like, no idea who that is. She's like, all right, well, they're like the CEO or founder or whatever of Vogue, and they hold this gala every year. And I was like, okay. And
None
I guess,
of this is sticking.
I guess every year there's a theme. And
All right.
This year's theme was campy, I think. And I guess campy means like, hold on, let me look it up.
While you're doing that, here on Wikipedia, I looked up Met Gala, and it says the Met Gala, formerly called the Costume Institute Gala and also known as the Met Ball, is an annual fundraising gala for the benefit of the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute in New York City. It marks the opening of the Costume Institute's annual fashion exhibit. Each year's event celebrates the theme of that year's Costume Institute exhibition, and the exhibition sets the tone for the formal dress of the night, since guests are expected to choose their fashion to match the theme of the exhibit. So, okay, it's just a thing where celebrities dress up, I guess.
So you had me at charity. Celebrities can do whatever they want, being as ridiculous as they could possibly want. If it's going for charity, though, I'm on board. I think that's definitely the right play there, and it's great to see people come together and actually do something for other people.
Yeah. So yeah, we talked about Zendaya, that awesome Cinderella dress. That was really cool and amazing, and Zendaya is awesome, and she is beautiful, and I want her to be my girlfriend. But have you have you seen this Jared Leto picture?
Yes,
No.
where he takes his own severed head.
Yeah. This is the first time I'm seeing this, and wow. That's,
how come that one's not making the rounds?
I don't know.
I wonder why.
But wow, that
Jesus Christ, I'm seeing this for the first time. Oh my
Right?
god.
that is creepy.
That is super
I
creepy.
love it.
Was that this year? Yeah.
I don't know. I put
I think
in
so.
Met Gala 2019, and that came up. Also, I think that's Michael B. Jordan. He's looking really dapper.
Oh, my man's is always fly. Definitely.
I found a picture of a girl with 5 separate eyes painted on her face. That's cool.
Perfect
Let's see.
choice.
Katy Perry apparently dressed up as a chandelier.
Thought it would be Sia, but apparently not.
Okay, let's see.
I don't know who that is.
I'm pretty sure she sings a song called Chandelier.
Oh, okay. Kanye West dressed up as a douchebag. Oh, wait, never mind. He didn't dress up. Sorry.
As is tradition. All right, I think that's enough. Any closing thoughts on the Met Gala?
I just found someone that looks like a bird.
Is it Sweet D from Always Sunny?
No.
I think you're referring to Sunny D.
I don't know.
Is it the Sesame Street bird? What's his name?
Big Bird?
Big Bird, there you go.
You had half of it.
Yeah, I did have half of it. All right, that concludes episode 59 of the Pixel Street Podcast. As always, send us topics to our email address, pixelstreetpodcast@gmail.com, or our Twitter account @pixelstreetpod. Go to our Facebook page and like our group, Pixel Street Podcast. You can search that there. My name is Joel Campos. You can find me on Twitter @Campos63. I stream over on mixer.com/Campos63 as long as on Twitch by searching Campos63. Yeah, I write for that video game blog on occasion. John, where can we find you?
On Twitter, I am @RevXShadows. You can also find my YouTube channel, RevXShadows. You can also check out my Twitch. Surprise, surprise, it's RevXShadows. I'm just planning on us streaming some more, so definitely just keep up on our Twitter and our Facebook, where we will be posting more of that kind of stuff. That's about it for me.
All right, and Connor, where are you on those World Wide Webs?
You can follow me in my insane brain on Twitter @TheRealBirch. That's Birch like the tree, but without the I. Also on Mixer as Birch as well, again without the I. Yeah, follow me for all kinds of shenanigans and opinions you probably didn't care to hear.
All right, and stay tuned for next week. I was supposed to interview Austin Stark with Switch Fix, but I pushed that back until next week. So hopefully we get that interview on the podcast next week.
Yeah, very excited to hear about that.
That'll be awesome.
I have mine now, and it's awesome. So I'll leave you on that cliffhanger. We'll be back here next week with episode 60 of the Pixel Street Podcast.
Oh, the big 60.
Oh, baby.
Laters.
Bye.